Hi everybody, I'm Luca Paris and we're on a culinary journey. And I have my good friends Ann and Marion with us today let's fly to Milano. Milano's northern Italy, where we're going to make veal Milanese, risotto Milanese, and we're going to do a nice noodle of zucchini and squash, local from the garden. That's going to be fun, but not using pasta, just using the zucchini and squash like parpadelle. Tell you all about that and so much more. We'll go over the veal, we'll make the risotto from scratch, and all that happens today on our culinary journey, which starts now. Hi everybody and welcome back to our culinary journey. I'm Luca Paris. I'm here with Marion and Ann, who liked it so much. They've already been on our show before, but they liked it so much they said, we're coming back on. And guess what? You're back on.
Yeah, every day.
Every day. Well, today we're going to be taking our culinary journey to Milano. Milano is a city in northern Italy where Veal Milanese is from. And Ann, we had a conversation a little bit. Ann and I had a conversation a little bit about Veal Milanese is very similar to, what's it called, Ann?
Wiener
I mean, not Ann, Marion. So, Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, I'm getting you too confused. Look at that.
Oh, I
All
know.
right. Yeah, she's like looking at Ann going, Wiener Schnitzel. So it's very similar. Where we're going to take veal scallopini or veal medallions. We're going to pound them out nice and thin. We're going to put on some breadcrumbs with some seasoning and lemon. That's the big key. Lemon, veal, you're going to absolutely love it. But first we have to start with our risotto. Now, why do we have to start with our risotto? Because unlike most rice dishes, risotto takes a little bit longer time and it cooks very differently. So we have two things that we need to do. We're going to get our stock kind of getting warm. That's a nice vegetable stock. And in this pan, we're going to start sauteing. We're actually going to saute a little bit or browning our rice. I'll show you all about that. First, we're going to need some leeks to start off with. And what side should we use? I know, Ann, you had that question before we went on.
Yes.
This part here would be great if you're going to fry leeks and do it as a garnish, or something like almost like a fried potato chip, where you just use it in a deep fryer as a garnish. What we want to use for here is this white part. So that's the part we're going to end up using. So think onion. Onions are white. Okay. That's the side you should use. So
okay.
Pretty much here. You can go up as far as where it starts getting a little bit green, and you'll be fine. Okay, let's get this. We're going to actually leave them into these type of rounds because I want to give them some body, and we're going to get them into our pan. Now, leeks are in the onion family. In the green onion family, you have scallions, you have leeks, you have chives. As the bigger it gets, it still has a lot of flavor, but it's not as strong as, let's say, an onion would be. So we'll get some oil in our pan, using a little blend of extra virgin olive oil and vegetable oils.
You grow those?
What's that?
I asked her if she grew those.
You don't grow leeks?
No, I should. I love
Next year.
them. Yeah,
Then we'll have more shows with leeks.
and we'll be back.
And we'll be. All right, we'll just get a couple more in there. Now, what you can do if you don't use this part of the leek for anything else, you could use this for a stock. You can make a beautiful vegetable stock out of it.
That's what I was thinking about.
And that's definitely a great way to go with it. Save all those little ends and sides and what have you for your vegetable stocks. Now we're going to saute the leeks. They already give so much flavor. They're incredible. They just like pop. And while we're sauteing the leeks, we're going to get our rice in. So this is already really different than what most people would think of when they make rice. You think you put your water in first, then you put your rice in, get it to a boil, shut it off. Arborio rice, which is the rice you use to make risotto, is a short-grained rice. Now, and it's got a lot of starch in it. Now, what we want to do from this, we actually want to take the starch out of the rice to make this creamy risotto, right? So we're going to toast it a little bit. We want to get some nice nutty flavor from the rice. So we're going to toss that with our leeks till we start getting a little nutty flavor, and that's going to be a couple of minutes. And then what we're going to do is, little by little, at the course of this show, we're going to let it kind of rise and grow with vegetable stock that we're going to add to it. And you'll see how we do that in a second. So let's let that toast. While that's doing that, we're going to start getting ready our eggs for our veal Milanese. And for those of you who haven't seen the show before or are seeing it again, we're at Monadnock Flooring, and this is our Culinary Journey Studios at Monadnock Flooring. And we have this amazing kitchen that I absolutely love. What do you think about the kitchen, ladies?
It's beautiful.
It's not bad, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I
That's
want
it.
one.
There you go.
I know.
All you have to do is come down here and ask them, and they'll get it for you. So
Matt.
we'll just call them over. But they, between Vermont Custom Cabinets and Monadnock Flooring, we have Burbank Tile Works
I like
and Coco Plum and Your Kitchen. They've done so much to give us this beautiful facility to cook in and create these wonderful dishes. So we're going to be making, with our veal, we're going to pound out some veal a little bit later. We're going to have an egg wash, flour egg wash, and then a breadcrumb, seasoned breadcrumb, which is really nice. Let's go back here and kind of get a look at how it's toasting up. You're going to almost see some of the items getting a little bit brown, and you start smelling some nuttiness coming from it. Once you start getting a little bit of brown, you don't want to start caramelizing these by any means. You get a little bit of brown, then you could add your first amount of water. I'm going to season here also. We're going to season as we go, but we're going to finish this with some Parmigiano cheese and some butter to season it finally. And we're going to add some stock. Now, it's important that you use stock that's already to the temperature of what you're cooking. That's why I'm cooking the stock as we go, and this is just vegetable stock. And what that does is it doesn't bring down. We're going to get this down to medium-high heat because we don't need to boil so heavily. But what it's going to do is it doesn't bring down the temperature of the rice. We just go straight to cooking. And then we're taking out this beautiful starch from the rice, right? And we're getting all those flavors out of there too. So we're going to let that cook down. And just as that cooks down, that gets us to the next step, which we'll be adding more and more and more. And we're going to get this beautiful, fluffy, flavorful rice out of that dish. So there we go with that. Keep this over here while this keeps cooking. And before we go to our little break, what I want to do is get ready our breadcrumbs for our veal. So what I do is I get panko breadcrumbs. The best thing to do is to have day-old breadcrumbs that you have, and day-old bread. You grind them, you sift them a couple of times till they're really, really nice and fine. The whole idea about veal Milanese is having very fine breadcrumbs with great flavor. That's where we add the Parmigiano. But if you don't do that and you buy breadcrumbs, buy panko breadcrumbs, which are Japanese breadcrumb that is made with whiter bread, and it's really, really crispy and light. So maybe I need to see, I should have checked that before I'd started. There we go. And we're just going to pulse this to make them nice and light. Okay? All right. We're going to add some flavor to it, and we're going to pulse it again, but because I want to really make it nice and fine. Let's jump back here first, just so you can see. And you can't stay away from your risotto too long. You see how it's starting to dry up? And then that, we're going to add some more, and then we're going to go to our break. Hey, you should watch out for that. Then it gets hot after a while. There we go. We'll just add some in there. Perfect. Now, by adding little by little, you're going to start pulling out that starch. Let's put in some fresh parsley into this mix right here. There we go. And once we chop that up, we'll be super golden. Well, let's do this. I'm going to chop this up. We're going to keep adding our stock, and we're going to pound veal in a couple of minutes. So as I'm doing this, we'll take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey, and that's exactly what we're doing, is cooking up a big storm here. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Ladies, this is a segment of the show where you have to help me, okay? What I'm doing is I seasoned my breadcrumbs. We're making veal scallopini with alla Milanese, and we're making risotto alla Milanese. We have a little bit of vegetable doing later on. But right now I'm doing my breadcrumb for our little train here, flour, egg, breadcrumb. I do need lemon. Ann? We rehearsed this earlier. There you go. So we need a little lemon zest. Now, When you talk about doing a veal Milanese or a Wiener Schnitzel, one of the things you do is you put lemon on the plate and you squeeze a little bit of lemon. Well, I've always thought, what a great idea would it be to put a little bit of lemon in the breadcrumb too, so we have this wonderful lemon zest in the breadcrumb, and just even add more flavor. You know. So we'll just, hold on, I gotta do the dance. Grind that all up, we got some great flavor there. Got that lemon zest in there and everything. So we'll just take this out, and we'll put it on here. All right, how's that smell? You smell that lemon right there? All right, so now I have to give you some veal to work with, but before we get too wrapped up in the veal, we need to make sure we're not forgetting our risotto.
I smell it now.
You smell it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts getting it. You make sure you don't forget your risotto. And in our risotto, we're going to put a little bit more stock. And by the time we're done with our vegetables, the risotto is going to be absolutely beautiful. And again, it's growing little by little, and by taking our time with the risotto, we're going to be making this wonderful creamy rice dish. So we're going to finish with some butter, fresh saffron, and pretty much that's it. Butter and fresh saffron. All right, in this pan, I'm going to start getting some olive oil heated up. Now you want to shallow, what's called shallow frying. It looks like I'm going to be putting in a lot of oil. I'm going to keep this on low. I want this nice hot pan and this olive oil. The veal itself is not going to take on all this oil, but it needs it to get this nice coating. What I have here is veal from the leg of the veal, the scallopini. And you know what? If you have a good butcher, go to them and ask them to do all the work for you. Pound it out super, super thin for you. If you can't get that, then you're going to have to do it at home. 2 sheets of plastic wrap is all you're going to need to get this nice and down and thin. You want to hear that again? Sure. We'll just keep doing it. Now what I'm going to do, ladies, I'm going to give you the veal that I'm pounding out. You want it super thin. It's going to cook really quickly, too.
You have it that thin? No, I don't.
What's that? You didn't hear what I was saying?
Yes, I heard, but I don't usually have it that thin.
Oh, yeah. I want to get it as thin as possible. We're going to season both sides of the veal. All right? We're going to start in the flour. Just going to dip it in the flour and dredge it. But what you want to do, and really want to make sure you do, is take off the excess flour. We need the flour just to have something for the eggs to stick on, right?
Yep.
And then you're going to give it over on this side. There you go. There's another piece. What a team. I need a kitchen like this at
go for
home. Just pound it out nice and thin. How we doing, ladies?
Good.
Yeah? All right, beautiful. Now, one thing about veal is it cooks extreme. Oh, those are beautiful.
Oh,
gonna
yes,
hire us?
we're
Yes,
great.
yeah, sure. This is it. I'm giving up the show.
Lost your job.
There you go, and there's your last one. We got to season those real quick too. And it's okay because we have seasoning everywhere. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
What a good team. This is fun. I should do this for a living. All right, we're gonna check out our oil,
I know, I'm not
get
doing
it.
it for a living.
which is getting nice and hot.
I like the eating pot.
Keep an eye on the rice as it's cooking down the liquid, and we'll just add a little bit more to that. Now, when we do this veal, got a nice hot pan here. I'm gonna get some of this veal in. We'll just get a little more breadcrumb on that.
Okay,
And we're
yeah.
golden. And we're gonna
You're gonna be
sear it
fired.
basically 30 seconds on either side. We're gonna go rather quickly because the veal is gonna cook all the way through. Now the tradition of veal Milanese from Milano, it's not a dish that needs to be served hot all the time. It's something where you could pan sear the veal,
Excuse me.
leave it out there. And you know, the whole thing in Italy, when they used to come in from the farm or doing whatever, they'd see this veal like kind of right there on the table with some lemon wedges. You could go there, you can make a nice little panino, put some arugula on it, some lemon, a nice crispy bread, and you have a beautiful, beautiful dish. In Italy, it doesn't always have to be piping hot out of the oven to be good. Veal especially, even chicken, fried, sliced, beautiful dish to start with. So here we go, a little 30 seconds on either side on this one. We're going to get this one going. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to finish frying off all this veal,
My hands were sticky.
and we're going to take a little bit of a break. And in that break, I'll finish this off, and we'll get ready to do 2 things when we come back. get close to finishing our risotto, we're going to make our vegetables, and we are going to make a sauce for the veal Milanese, because it is something that a lot of people do, is have a little bit of sauce with it. Instead of just lemon, I'm going to make a little lemon caper sauce to kind of serve with it. It's absolutely wonderful. So don't go away, because we'll be back in a culinary minute. Hey everybody, we're back on our culinary journey. We've just got so much going on here. We almost forgot you were still with us. Anyway, I'm here with Ann and Marion, and we're doing a.
I'm peeling.
You're peeling. You are both peeling. Yeah, just keep going. What they're doing is getting ready for our vegetables, which are going to be a parpadelle, or almost like a pasta of zucchini and squash together. Really thin, really quick to go. Yeah, I think that's perfect, ladies. That's a good way to. Perfect place to be.
We can do this.
Stop.
You're all set. I'll take that one from you. I'll take that one from you. We'll use that for something later. Zucchini pie maybe is in the future there. We'll definitely take care of that. Let's check on our risotto here. So remember we started with the risotto, and we did arborio rice and leeks, and we seasoned it a little bit. And we're letting that grow slowly but surely with each time we add some stock. So we're going to add some more stock to that.
That takes a long time, doesn't it?
It won't be that much longer. We should be almost there.
I didn't realize that was a rice. I thought it was a pasta.
No, risotto's a rice, arborio rice.
Did you know that?
Short grain rice.
I did, but I don't ever use it. I don't know how.
There you go. So we'll get that going. What we're going to do in this back pan right here, while I get the front one kind of cleaned out a little bit, we're going to start our vegetables in there. And if you get a shot of this, if you're able to, we have our veal scallopini that are just fried up, perfectly done in the middle, and we're going to be making a nice sauce to go with that. Here's our vegetable for today. Watch how easy this one is. We're just going to do some shallots and some
Can you use the skin?
vegetable. Yeah, we use the skin right there. Fresh from the garden. This is Paul Fry's garden in Walpole. He got me some of these, and we're going to be using them with some olive oil.
It's supposed to be the best part.
It's got the best part, best flavor, everything about it. We're going to use some shallots. Get a couple of shallots out of here. Make sure.
I don't want to use shallots either.
You ladies like using shallots?
I've never used shallots.
No? It's like, again, like using onions, but just more with a little hint of garlic to it, and really simple. And then we're going to just put our zucchini in there. A little seasoning.
That is so interesting.
And that's it. This is all we're going to do to these. We're going to add a little bit of butter at the end. So shut that off, ready to go.
Oh,
And it's fresh, it's vibrant, it's going to be some nice flavor.
You just shut that off now?
I just shut that
That's
off because you really don't need to cook them that much. We sear them, and we're going to get some nice flavor. And by the time we're done with our sauce and our risotto, these are going to be absolutely beautiful. That's all you're going to need to do for that, okay? So here, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of this grease out of the pan, but I don't want to take everything out. What I want to do is leave a little bit of what's called the fond, which is the foundation of the sauce, right? We have some of the little pieces of that we caramelized off of the veal scallopini still in there. We're going to add a little bit of oil to that, and then we're going to create a nice little sauce. Again, using these shallots. You see how those are still sizzling? You hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
that's it.
smells so good.
And it's just really quick and easy.
smell
And
it?
Just the only thing in there is the shallots.
Yeah. And the olive oil, and
There you go.
seasoning, and the squash.
you don't even need a recipe. They're just going to keep going over it right there. There you go.
I just can't believe how simple it is, but it tastes and smells so good.
I just never,
Shallots and capers go in our sauce, right? Then
that's
you
what
add-
I was, I
That's
don't know
what you
how
wanted
to
to
use
know.
those.
Well, capers are a great little. They're briny. So if you like olives,
I like
if
olives.
you like olives, you'll like capers. And then we're going to put a little bit of lemon juice.
I don't know
in
what to do with them.
I don't either.
Lemon juice, some white wine, and that's it. Remember we were talking about that lemon flavor? Well, we're going to actually make a nice quick sauce, and we're going to finish it with a little bit of butter. So we're going to shut this off too. We're going to check on our risotto and make sure it's cooked. Now, if you cook risotto and you don't cook it all the way, what you're going to end up with is a little still tough and al dente. but you do want it a little bit starchy, and not starchy. You want it a little bit al dente, a little bit to the tooth, and that's what we're going to shoot for. Man, that is good. It just needs flavor now. Now we have to work on the flavor. Yes, I do get excited when I do it right.
I know, Luca.
Trust me.
It's okay, I do too.
It's so much more fun when you get it right, especially when you're being taped on it. So, all right, so look at that. We got this creaminess, a little bit of bite, some great flavor, and we're just going to give it a little bit more. Now, the most expensive food on the planet is saffron.
I know that.
Yeah, so we just put a little bit, but since I have an unlimited kitchen, I just put a ton. It's so cool. All right, and now watch it starts getting this nice color to it. And saffron's really pungent, and if you like saffron, you're going to love what I put in there. It's almost going to get bright orange by the time
Very
I'm done with it.
expensive.
You like saffron, ladies?
I
It's
don't
too
know.
expensive.
It is.
That's why I don't
That's
know,
why you
I
came on the
guess.
show today, right? And we're just going to put a little bit of butter.
Oh, that's a lot.
No, just kidding. That's actually not that much. There you go. Now, you want to finish it off with a little butter. I got you going, huh? That was a good one. Got me nervous too.
I
was
don't
almost
use
putting it
enough of everything, I guess, when I cook.
in. Yeah, no, you gotta put a lot. It's all about flavor. So there we go. We're gonna let that kind of come together, and we're gonna finish that off with Parmigiano cheese. This is gonna be phenomenal. That risotto is gonna be incredible. All right, let's go back to our sauce. Wow, that lit up on the first shot. That's absolutely beautiful. And let's finish that off with a little bit of butter. And that one just
That's a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit. And then let's start plating up what we're going to have, all right? We do need to get some lemon on here. And what's great when we zested the lemon, it gives us a nice little design. So if you were having, some lemon wedges on your plate in addition to, it also looks really nice, right? So if some people don't think they have enough lemon, we'll give them a piece of lemon right there. All right. Now I got the butter cooking. It's creating that sauce. All we want to do is have just a little bit to drizzle over the top. All right, like that. Now our vegetables. Lightly tossed, just enough for some color. Look at that, doesn't that look nice?
I'd probably be throwing that away.
When you're with me, you don't throw anything away. Everything's about food,
But, oh, we need the peelings.
Yeah.
And we'll get some risotto on here. Oh, wait till you try this risotto. Look at that color. All right. This is going to be the best part of the dish right here. Risotto alla Milanese.
Look at that.
I think there's a little bit extra. I don't know what we're going to do with the rest of it. But
That saffron looks pretty in there. Makes it look color.
And get our veal scallopini over the top of that. Right? Doesn't that look pretty? Real simple. I mean, and honestly, it didn't take us that long to make this. I mean, within half hour or so, we put together a really nice dish. We just mostly had to wait for the
Oh, my
risotto to cook. But once it's ready, everything else is rather simple.
When you finish, you say, oh, that's so good. When I finish, I think, ugh, look what I did.
You know what you're missing? You're missing a fork and knife. I got to work on making sure I get that for
Yummy.
everybody.
Oh, that must be.
Because you can't do this without, well, actually, you could probably do it without a knife if you tried. Watch, cut through that scallopini first with just with your fork. I guess that's it. We did it, ladies. Thanks for all your help.
Thank you, Luca. This is great.
That was easy enough. We have a veal scallopini Milanese, and then we're going to be, you probably need a knife.
I need a
I
knife.
can cut it with my.
Well, I
Veal
took
scallopini,
the,
I gave you the part that was a little more cooked right there. With a risotto Milanese and a saute of vegetables. Simple, elegant, great for the summertime. You can't go wrong.
It's really, really
Isn't that
good.
awesome? Well, you can't pay them
That
to
is
say stuff like
awesome.
that. Well, that's it. Our culinary journey is over. We hope to see you soon. Until then, enjoy the experience.
That is very, very good.
Good stuff, huh?
it's better than mine.
Yummy.
Uh-huh.